In the kingdom of Aurore, where winter seemed eternal, lived the gentle Princess Emma. Each icy dawn, she stood before her window, contemplating the mountains covered with a sparkling white blanket. Each snowflake, falling slowly, told tales of past seasons, of vibrant flowers and forgotten lively streams. Emma gently caressed her cozy kitten at her feet, thoughtful in front of the frozen landscape. "One day, spring will return," she murmured, her words creating a small mist against the icy glass. One morning, as the first lights of a timid sun illuminated the pale skies, an unstoppable urge drove Emma to leave the comforting enclosure of the castle. Wrapped in a warm blue velvet cloak, she crossed the massive gates, and the snow crunched under her determined steps. Her rosied cheeks betrayed her excitement and her determination to discover what the legends dared not tell. As she advanced along a solitary path lined with sleeping fir trees, she felt a force drawing her heart towards the unknown. The icy wind, like an invisible companion, hummed an ancient song that seemed to guide the princess to an anticipated destination. Then, around an unexpected bend, hidden behind a cascade of icy snow, unveiled a mysterious castle, made of crystalline ice so pure it reflected light with an unreal beauty. Its towers rose to the sky like crystal giants, and their translucent walls seemed to whisper long-forgotten secrets, each shine reflecting a subtle dream hue. Emma's heart raced. This mysterious edifice emerged, defying time and seasons, and she headed towards its antique entrance, irresistibly drawn by the promises of a bygone spring. Entering the ice castle, Emma was enveloped by a captivating silence. A silence so profound it seemed to vibrate with the ancient history of the place. The icy walls refracted the light in a dazzling gleam, weaving a sumptuous tapestry of iridescent rays around her. Her steps softly resonated on the ice floor, capturing each movement like a muffled melody. Emma observed every detail carved into the ice with wonder. Here, frozen angels seemed to sing silently. There, legendary creatures guarded invisible doors. She stopped in front of a vast hall filled with translucent columns. "It's magnificent," she breathed, her soft voice lost in the cold vastness of the place. In the heart of this enchanted space, Emma sensed a shiver of cold wind, a draft that swirled around her as if to breathe forgotten secrets. She then discovered a crystalline silhouette forming in the center of the hall. Fresh as a breeze, recounted the ancients, the spirit of winter had taken shape. Its appearance was of aerial grace. Dressed in a cloak of dancing snowflakes, its piercing gaze traversed time. "Welcome, Emma." Its voice resonated like the whisper of the icy blizzard. "This castle, once filled with the warmth of a sacred fire, has become our cold prison." Its tone was a sweet blend of nostalgia and hope. Emma inclined her head in respect. "I come to understand, to help. Tell me what I must do." Her voice trembled a bit, but her gaze did not waver. The spirit bowed its head, its transparent face shining with wisdom. Beyond these icy expanses stretches a frozen labyrinth, and at its heart rests the sanctuary of the sacred fire. "Once, it warmed the hearts of men and made dormant springs bloom," explained the spirit. Its gentle yet firm voice filled the room with a comforting, strange warmth, and Emma felt her heart vibrate with pure courage. She knew she was destined to complete this quest for herself and for all of Aurore's kingdom. Driven by the quest entrusted to her by the spirit of winter, Emma continued her exploration of the frozen mysteries of the castle. Each passage, each ice staircase, brought her closer to this legend of the sacred fire, a fire capable of returning warmth and joy to her kingdom. The castle seemed to whisper hidden secrets as she advanced into its depths. At each turn, corridors appeared, similar to the pages of a tale embedded in the cold. The ice sculptures, frozen in poses of eternal dance, seemed to follow her journey with their gaze. Suddenly, Emma stopped, drawn by a faint glow in a dark corner. She approached cautiously, discovering a crystal shining like a fragment of a star embedded in the wall. Fascinated, she gently touched its surface, feeling a tremor of soft warmth beneath her icy fingers. The princess turned towards the spirit of winter, who had silently followed her translucent steps. "Is this a sign of the sacred fire?" she asked, her gaze shining with a glimmer of hope. The spirit slowly nodded, its features reflecting the glow of the crystal. "It's a part of its ancient magic. The sacred fire sleeps, waiting to be awakened by the warmth of your heart," he explained with the gentleness of a dancing flame. He slightly moved closer, extending an ethereal hand towards the shimmering crystal. Emma, encouraged by these words, felt the weight of her mission lighten. Despite the overwhelming cold, there was within her a growing warmth, born of hope and determination. "I will revive it, for this and for all the seasons we have lost," she promised, the air vibrating with her unwavering determination. Together, they continued their journey through this frozen labyrinth, Emma resolutely following the glow emanating from the crystal, illuminating her path with 1,000 beams of hope. It was time for the princess to face her destiny, and with courage, she moved towards the secret crypt where the kingdom's lost treasure lay. After a long journey through the ice corridors, Emma and the Spirit of Winter finally reached the depths of the castle, where the legendary sanctuary of the sacred fire awaited. Before them stood an ancient door, covered with mysterious symbols tarnished by time. Emma paused for a moment, observing this entrance that seemed to challenge her to reveal its secrets. She looked up at the spirit, seeking comfort and courage. Her eyes reflected trust and the ancient warmth sparkling in the depths of those of her winter-traveling companion. "Only the kindness and true warmth of a compassionate heart can open this passage," the spirit murmured, bestowing upon her a look filled with resonating respect. Emma closed her eyes, gathering all of her being, childhood memories, the smiles of her friends, and the vibrant hope of a transformed world. She gently pushed the door. Under her hands, she felt the symbols warming and vibrating, as if responding to her call. The doors slowly opened, revealing the silent crypt. In the center stood a crystal altar. On its smooth, transparent surfaces, ancient motifs danced under the diffused light penetrating through the ice ceiling. Emma moved cautiously, her heart racing at a frenzied pace. She knew her next action was crucial for the return of eternal spring. Taking a deep breath, she placed her hands on the altar, closing her eyes to let her voice sail through memories. "Return, O sacred fire," she murmured, her words echoed by the icy walls. A silence followed, heavy with anticipation, then a slight tremor shook the sanctuary. A glowing spark erupted from the heart of the crystal, and Emma, her eyes still closed, felt an unexpected warmth engulf them both, her and the spirit, with infinite gentleness. Understanding that the magic was finally awakening, she opened her eyes to see the warm glow spreading, dispelling the surrounding icy darkness. Their quest was reaching its pinnacle, the sacred fire born anew, a vibrant symbol of renewal and regained warmth. The warm and glowing light of the sacred fire slowly extended beyond the crystal walls of the sanctuary, in a pulse of life and renewed energy. Emma, still close to the sanctuary, felt the gentle, comforting breath of this millennial power envelop her heart with warmth. The Spirit of Winter stood at her side, a smile of gratitude illuminating his icy features. "You have shown the courage of legendary queens, Emma," he whispered, his voice vibrating with pride and tenderness. "Spring will be reborn thanks to your devotion." Outside, the ice that trapped every stone of this ancient edifice was now melting into clear streams, forming crystalline waterfalls that resounded with joy as they explored this newfound life. The ice castle, symbol of lost warmth, was thus transforming to embrace a brighter horizon. Emma watched in awe, each icy mirror cracking, collapsing, and then revealing beneath countless shards what the magic had kept preciously protected, the promise of a brilliant spring. The sun's rays pierced through previously thick clouds, illuminating the kingdom of Aurora with a soft and golden light. The rivers composed new melodies, and the trees, once frozen, gradually regained their timid buds. Emma, lighthearted, exited the transformed castle. At her feet, the snow was retreating to reveal fertile land, ready to welcome the gifts of renewal. Surrounded by a breath of life, Emma and the spirit took a moment to contemplate the work of their hands and united wills. "It's a new dawn," declared the princess with softness, her voice filled with the enthusiasm of future spring blooms. The ice castle was now melting into bright torrents, taking Emma with it to the outside world. The wind carried tenderly to that familial castle of stone and wood, the legend of Aurore rediscovered. And as Emma returned to the warm comforts of her home, she knew that the balance between cold and warmth had been restored by her soul bravery and unwavering hope. The shadow of the immense ice castle was gradually fading, giving way to the songs of renewal resonating in the fresh morning air. Emma, having integrated so many ancient stories, ensured that the spirit of winter received the appropriate farewell for his wisdom and guidance. He slightly bowed, the contours of his gentle silhouette dissolving in a breeze. "The world needs your courage," he whispered before disappearing, leaving Emma alone facing the newfound beauty of her kingdom. At the familial castle, the reception was as sweet as it was anticipated. The open doors let in new and warm light, creating a dance of vivid reflections on the walls formerly sunk in silence. The subjects of the kingdom had begun celebrating from the first signs of spring. Laughter echoed in the streets. Children already ran in the lush meadows, each cry of joy imprinted on the skies. But beyond these expected festivities, it was the gratitude and pride in the eyes of the villagers that touched Emma. Her determination and bravery had transformed their unyielding winter into a season of hope. The legend of the mythical marriages of fire and ice was thus passed on, first in whispers, then in tales told by the fireside. With tenderness, Emma slipped into the tranquility of the family garden, contemplating the first flowers bravely blossomed. She lowered her eyes to a tiny purple flower, opening its delicate petals to this new dawn. "When I see it, I will remember that we must, each spring, cling to our hope," she murmured, conviction burning in her heart like a morning star. May this legend encourage all future generations to remember. No matter how eternal the winter may seem, it takes just one person's courage to reignite the flame of life. And as the last echoes of the winter wind faded, the kingdom of Aurore had regained its harmonious balance under its gentle princess, Emma's smile.